All right. We are back for another episode of A Day at the Office, if you know what I'm saying. Another day of training here at the Gimnasio here. Mi Gimnasio es su Gimnasio, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I just got out of class with the homies. Now I'm just trying to pull out of the parking lot and not hurt myself or anybody else, so forgive me if I'm a little distracted at the moment. But yeah, I just got out of class now, man. Now I'm heading home. Had another good day at class with the gang. And yeah, man, today was good, man. We were working more lasso guard today. How to get into lasso guard, how to get around lasso guard, how to hit a sweep from lasso guard, and then eventually how to get to a submission from lasso guard. So again, today Rodrigo was our teacher today, and we had a new girl in the class today. Man, being a new person at the gym, low-key looks kind of rough, man. Low-key, it's been a while for me, obviously, and it did remind me of when I first started and how tough it was being that new person, not knowing anybody. The whole thing is like totally alien to you, you know, the whole warm-ups, the whole technique, the whole thing, all the people touching you, the outfit, where you should stand, how you should tie your belt, everything, you know. It's just such a strange thing to somebody who has never experienced it or been around it and has become an adult, you know. I imagine it's a little bit easier for the kids because the kids, you know, their brains are so prepared to just learn new things and to do new things. But I really have a lot of respect for adults that are trying to get in there and trying to learn new things as an adult, man. It's so much more difficult to start something at that age. You know, there's a lot of, you feel awkward, you feel weird. A lot of times your cardio or your physical prowess is not really is not where it needs to be, and so you struggle with that as well. The poor girl, it was her first day, and she couldn't even get through the warm-ups, you know. The warm-ups were too difficult, you know, and it's, in my eyes, it's a shame that people let their bodies get to that point, but we do, you know. We do as adults let our bodies take a back seat to our careers or to whatever else we're trying to accomplish. And it's a shame that it's like that and it gets like that, but that's the truth of the matter, is that it does get like that. And you could just tell the poor girl was struggling. She couldn't breathe. Her flexibility was not very strong, so on and so forth. And so she was really struggling. She looked like she was about to cry, to be honest. And so I felt for her, and you know, it just reminded me of when I was first starting. So luckily she stuck around. She did class, she did technique. I want to say she even rolled a couple times, to be honest. And usually we don't let new people roll, but maybe she had been at a couple other beginner classes already, and today wasn't her very first day. You know, maybe she had a couple of days of experience in the books, because usually we don't even let you roll straight off the rip like that. You know, it's usually going to take you maybe 2-3 months actually of beginners class. But the problem is that we kind of have combined our beginners and our advanced class at that time. So now when you go, the beginners and the advanced all train at the same time. So the experience is going to be a little bit different. Typically, the only difference is we just won't let you roll at the end, you know. You'll sit on the wall and you'll watch, you know, which is fine, you know. So I guess it just depends on what you're comfortable with and what your, you know, where your schedule is at. I don't know how they're handling it right now, but it was pretty cool to see her in there, and pretty cool to see. I always get excited when I see adults in there, because I feel like again, for adults it takes a little bit of gumption to get in there and to put yourself in a place of being a beginner at something, you know. And that's really what it's about, is just putting yourself in that position to learn and to be the dumbest person in the room, you know. It's like, are you comfortable being the dumbest person in the room? And not only that, are you comfortable doing that for a long time? Because there's a long time at the beginning where you're the new guy, you know? It's nice when new guys start coming in after you and you know a little something, you know? And then it's like, all right, I'm not the new guy anymore, but for a long time, you are going to be the new guy and you are going to be that new person. And so you have to be okay with that, you know? There's some fortitude, some gumption that you got to have to be able to get through that portion of it, you know, until you finally make some friends and your cardio gets a little bit better and everything's not so alien and you know how to tie your belt, you know how to bow, and then it becomes a little bit easier at that point. But definitely for a beginner, you can tell that at least from what I remember, it can be kind of difficult, you know. So shout out to her for coming through and putting herself in that position to start from the beginning. And she was by herself. It was a girl by herself, which again, all right, a guy, you know, okay, you know, that's one thing. But to be a girl by yourself, your first day, something brand new. Luckily, there was other women in the class. The women that are in our classes are very welcoming and they have their own little crew. And anytime a new girl comes in, they try to be as sweet and welcoming as possible, because there's not a lot of them. And so the more you can have, the better, because that's more training partners for you, right? So I understand that, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I try to do that as a guy as well. I try to welcome everybody personally. I don't care if it's a guy or a girl, but I always try to welcome anybody that's new, any new faces that come into the gym, just because it can be awkward, you know, and you want to let them know it's a safe place to train. No, everybody's going to take good care of you. You know, you're welcome. You know, we want you here. We're grateful that you're here, and you know, you're doing us a service just as much, you know, because you're giving us that opportunity to have somebody new to train with, you know. So I can see how the girls really try to embrace somebody new, because there's only a handful of them, you know, only a handful. I personally, I'll train with the girls, you know, like if they're comfortable with it, I'll try to train with them, you know. Like some professors don't like that. Some professors are okay with it. Some girls are okay with it. Some girls are not okay with it. Some guys are okay with it. Some guys aren't okay with it. Me personally, for me, it's like training with a kid, you know. It's like, I'm not going to smash you. I'm not going to crush you. I'm not going to put my A game on. I'm just going to hang out, take what you give me, have a nice little roll, have a light roll. Typically, if you want to turn it up, we can turn it up a little. I'll go based on your energy, you know, and we'll just do it like that, you know. And that's the way I personally like to approach it, you know. I do like to train with women every once in a while, just because I like to feel different kind of body types and different kinds of technique, you know. I'm kind of curious, like, what the girls are working on, if the girls are any good, you know. It's hard to tell if a girl is good because they're girls and they're far less strong than you are. So, you know, are they able to work their technique or not? Because really that's what's going to give you a gauge of the effectiveness of your art. Is, are you able to use it on somebody much bigger, you know? And so if a girl is able to use her techniques on me, then I really know that she's very good, and she has a lot of technique, and the art works, you know. The art actually works. And so anytime I can see that in a girl, I'm always very impressed, you know. And I hope to, you know, I admire it. I hope to have a game similar to that eventually, you know. I hope that my game will work on everybody, big or small. Obviously, it's the way of the world. It's just not going to work on everybody, just because, you know, you're never going to be the best, you know. So that in that sense, I understand. But, you know, that doesn't mean you're not going to try, you know. That doesn't mean you're not going to give it a good shot and give it your best, and you know, see if you can and see if you can't, you know. We're not going to win them all, you know. A lot of days I come home and I got my butt handed to me, which is fair, you know. By higher belts, lower belts, whatever. But I just remember that first time coming into class and just getting my butt handed to me by everybody, girls included, on my first day. And that was actually what kept me around. Was I was blown away. I was blown away that this little girl could, you know, pretty much kill me if she wanted to, right? So there's actually something like that out there in the world, you know. And it was like a magic trick, or it was like something special that I wanted for myself, and I wanted to possess that one day for myself, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much how the day went, man. It was a good day. It was chill. We got to have a new person in class. Pretty good. All the homies were there, man. You know what I realized is, like, I always come on here and I always give like some inspirational kind of thing, and I'm like, why do I feel the need to like give some kind of inspirational speech or something? Like, it's kind of bizarre that after class, that's always like kind of how your mindset is. But I was thinking about it, and I come to the determination it's just because you're like euphoric after you leave class, you know, like hanging out with your buddies, getting that opportunity to like to really get a good workout, and to like leave it all on the mat, and then you get out and you feel like kind of euphoric, you know. You're happy you did what you did that day. I've never left class and been upset that I went to class that day, you know, because a lot of times you don't know if you should go or not go. But I've never gone and been disappointed or thought to myself, why did I bother, you know. So you get out of there and you want to give some great speech, you know. And I feel like that's just the way that's just the way it is when you get out of class, you know. And that's how it is when you're talking with people after class too, you know. You're both trying to like inspire each other, and you know, and talk about life, and you know, be a good friend, you know. So anyways, I was just thinking about that and thought I'd share that with you guys. But yeah, today is Wednesday, so we'll be back on Friday. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. So if you watch this video, if you see this video and you got to the end, please like it. And if you can, leave a little comment or something. I'm trying to like do whatever I can. If not, that's cool too, man. I really don't care. It's just kind of something I'm doing for fun anyway. So I appreciate it though. And I'll be back on Friday.